Gender-based violence in Mexico is a pervasive issue. This reality is not only reflected through statistics, but it has been brought to life through powerful, very creative responses. Women in Mexico, creative digital initiatives from day one, spreading awareness through hashtags or online campaigns or using secret hand signals on visual content in social media. And it is in this context that Violeta, which is where I currently work, was created. Violeta is the first artificial intelligence model that is professionally trained to help people identify violence, provide emotional support and guidance, and receive professional help when necessary. So, understanding Violeta as a creative response to gender-based violence within a new context made me realize that in the face of something that is so complex and is so painful and is so deep, creativity becomes a natural response. And whether it is through dance or through technology, creative approaches are how women in Mexico have been and will continue to confront this issue. That's why it's more important than ever to find creative ways and to integrate women's experiences and activism and creative responses to gender-based violence into technology so that it can tell the stories we need and it can tell them in the ways that we need it to be told. And I think that's what we're doing at Violeta.
And in my teens, when I was growing up, I started seeing a lot of news that was related to violence against women. You see on the opposite end, there's an increase in the violence. There's a lot of extremist parties which want to subjugate women in Pakistan, and they want to strip us of our rights, of our agency. The reason why my work started sort of including thoughts about gender-based violence is when my community lost someone very close to us. This artwork was an homage to them, and I wanted to obviously honor the women who had been murdered, but I also don't want that to be the only picture that's painted about Pakistani women on the global platform or the global stage. Because yes, women are fighting a lot of different issues in my country, but we are also very strong. We also do amazing things. We stand up for ourselves. We fight for our rights. So in retaliation to all the violence that's been happening against women, the trampling of women's rights, since the last 5 years, there has been like a revival of the women's marches in Pakistan, and I've been lucky enough to do the main poster artworks for the chapter in Karachi. I want to hopefully see more women out in public spaces in my country, women out in politics, women doing what they can, what they want actually.
In 2009, we established the art space. It's called Untitled Tbilisi. From the very beginning, our main goal was to work on queer and feminist issues through art in the region of South Caucasus. We also hosted quite large amount of artists at risk, but now something happened to Georgian politics. The same party that was in the power of Georgia changed direction radically. So all the non-governmental organizations and small initiatives, all the fundings that are working for women rights, for queer rights, like what government saw was that this kind of change was bringing huge impacts on especially gender-based violence and improving the situation on that, on queer issues, etc., etc. What we need now is to stay together and stay as strong as possible. And I believe that art or art therapy or art in general has power to direct the change into politics as well. And I wish art can deal with that.
Playback theater is improv theater that plays stories of the audiences in the moment. So one of the warm-up activities for playback theater is sound and movement, and mainly playing back sound of movement of people and how they feel in the moment. And usually it's playing stories, and the stories can be very small moments or very big moments. You will tell us how you're feeling now using sound and movement, and we will mirror back sound and movement, your sound and movement, as an honoring act. The rest of us, we are playing back the action and the sound of everyone.
In our reflections, in our enactments, we find few rules what we lie on and what we really like to do. Yeah, first it's of course any judgment, any solutions, any words like, you should to go or you should to stay. We never know how it's better for person and in which state of process person right now. Because in playback sometimes we are asking who else in audience had this experience. Usually that women, they are thinking, oh, only me had that experience, only me was in this situation. But when I'm asking audience, half of audience raising hands, and it's also very big support and very big connection of audience and teller, and helping to build some strengths and understanding that you are not alone.
Thank you so much everyone for these inspirational stories, different art forms. It's really a blessing that we are all together. Really, it's very interesting, and I think every one of you had an amazing and creative way to deal with such big things going on in the world.